The city of Medina holds a significant place in Islamic history as the destination of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, marking a transformative period in the early days of Islam. This essay delves into the intricate details of the city of Medina during the time of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, exploring its socio-political landscape, religious dynamics, and the profound impact of the Prophet's migration, Hijrah, on shaping the future of Islam. Medina, originally known as Yathrib, was a diverse oasis settlement situated in the northwestern part of the Arabian Peninsula. It was inhabited by various tribes, including the Aws and Khazraj, who had long-standing conflicts among them. The city was characterized by tribal rivalries, skirmishes, and a lack of central authority. Before the arrival of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, Medina was experiencing internal strife and instability, making it ripe for change. The city's inhabitants were seeking a unifying force to resolve their disputes and bring about social cohesion. In 622 CE, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his followers migrated from Mecca to Medina in an event known as the Hijrah. This migration marked a pivotal moment in Islamic history and transformed the destiny of both the Prophet's followers and the city itself. Upon his arrival in Medina, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was welcomed with enthusiasm and reverence. The people of Medina saw him as a peacemaker and a wise leader capable of resolving their conflicts and establishing justice. The city's residents, including both Muslims and non-Muslims, pledged allegiance to him, laying the foundation for the establishment of the first Islamic state. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, played a crucial role in establishing a cohesive society in Medina based on the principles of justice, equality, and compassion. He drafted the Constitution of Medina, which served as a social contract among the various tribes and religious communities, ensuring their rights and responsibilities. Under the Prophet's leadership, the city witnessed remarkable transformations. The Muslims and non-Muslims coexisted harmoniously, and the Prophet implemented various measures to promote unity and cooperation among the inhabitants. Mosques were built as centers for worship, education, and community gatherings, fostering a sense of spiritual and social solidarity. The Prophet's Mosque, also known as Masjid al-Nabawi, was situated in the heart of Medina. It held a central position within the city, both geographically and spiritually, serving as a focal point for religious and communal activities. The site of the Prophet's Mosque initially served as an open area used for various community gatherings, including tribal meetings, market transactions, and social gatherings. Upon the arrival of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in Medina, the area was transformed into a sacred space for Islamic worship and instruction. The construction of the Prophet's Mosque began shortly after the migration of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, to Medina. Initially, it consisted of simple palm trunk columns supporting a thatched roof, providing shelter for the worshippers during prayers and gatherings. Over time, the mosque underwent several expansions and renovations to accommodate the growing Muslim community. The layout of the Prophet's Mosque evolved over the years, reflecting the changing needs and preferences of the community. Initially, it consisted of a central prayer area surrounded by open courtyards and shaded alcoves. As the mosque expanded, additional prayer halls, galleries, and minarets were added, creating a sprawling complex that could accommodate thousands of worshippers. The Prophet's Mosque held immense spiritual significance for Muslims, serving as the second holiest site in Islam after the Kaaba in Mecca. It was here that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, delivered his sermons, led the congregational prayers, and provided guidance to his followers. The mosque became a symbol of unity, faith, and devotion, attracting pilgrims and visitors from far and wide. In addition to its role as a place of worship, the Prophet's Mosque served as a hub for community activities and social welfare programs. It housed educational institutions, libraries, and administrative offices, facilitating the dissemination of knowledge and the administration of justice. The mosque also provided shelter and support to the needy, embodying the principles of compassion and charity espoused by Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Medina became the epicenter of Islamic propagation and learning during the time of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He delivered sermons, taught the Quranic principles, and provided guidance to his followers, shaping their religious beliefs and practices. The legacy of the city of Medina during the time of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is profound and enduring. It exemplifies the transformative power of faith, leadership, and community cohesion in overcoming social divisions and establishing a just society. The principles and values instilled by Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in Medina continue to inspire Muslims worldwide, emphasizing the importance of compassion, justice, and unity. The city remains a sacred place of pilgrimage and spiritual reflection, reminding believers of the timeless message of Islam. In conclusion, the city of Medina during the time of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was a beacon of hope, unity, and transformation. Through his exemplary leadership and teachings, the Prophet laid the foundation for an inclusive and just society, leaving behind a legacy that continues to resonate in the hearts of millions around the world. The city of Medina comprised various residential quarters and neighborhoods, reflecting the diverse socio-economic backgrounds of its inhabitants. The architecture of these dwellings varied from simple mud brick structures to more elaborate homes, depending on the wealth and status of the residents. Many of the early residents of Medina lived in modest dwellings made of mud bricks, palm fronds, and thatch roofs. These simple structures provided basic shelter and protection from the harsh desert climate. They were typically arranged in clusters, forming tight-knit communities within the city. In addition to permanent structures, there were also temporary tent settlements scattered throughout the city. Nomadic Bedouin tribes would often pitch their tents on the outskirts of Medina, seeking opportunities for trade, employment, or to benefit from the Prophet's teachings. These tents were woven from goat hair or camel wool and provided portable shelter for the inhabitants. While the city lacked the grand architectural feats of later Islamic civilizations, there was a semblance of urban planning evident in the layout of the residential areas. Streets were narrow and winding, with clusters of homes built closely together. Courtyards and communal spaces were common features, fostering a sense of community and social interaction among the residents. The close proximity of homes within the tenements encouraged social cohesion and mutual support among the residents. Families would often share resources, meals, and communal responsibilities, strengthening the bonds of kinship and neighborliness. This communal lifestyle was in line with the teachings of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who emphasized the importance of cooperation and solidarity within the Muslim community. As the city of Medina grew and prospered under the leadership of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, efforts were made to improve infrastructure and amenities for the residents. Wells were dug to provide access to clean water, markets were established to facilitate trade and commerce, and public spaces were designated for gatherings and communal activities. Over time, the city of Medina expanded to accommodate its growing population, with new residential areas springing up to meet the demand for housing. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, encouraged his followers to settle in Medina, offering them land and assistance in building their homes. This influx of migrants contributed to the cultural and demographic diversity of the city. In essence, the residential areas and tenements of Medina during the time of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, were characterized by simplicity, community spirit, and a sense of shared responsibility. Despite the modesty of their dwellings, the residents of Medina found strength and comfort in their close-knit neighborhoods, embodying the principles of brotherhood and solidarity espoused by the Prophet.